Tailgates, man.
Tailgates, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About 9:15. I usually wait till then.
9:15?
Before I crack one.
You're a late starter. You got to get to an Iowa game, man.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a game at Kinnick?
I have not.
No?
No.
Oh, you got to go sometime. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. They, regardless of what time the kickoff of the game is, the tailgate starts at 6 a.m.
Oh, my.
So you can imagine how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to live right across the stadium, or right across the road from the stadium, right next door to the basketball arena.
Yep.
And people would come in there the night before with their campers and set up shop in the parking lot there.
Really?
And I slept with my window open, and every morning, Saturday morning football, I would be awoken to the sound of at 6 a.m. and I knew it was time.
Oh, that's great.
It was the best. Yeah. And, the Iowa fans, if it's a 7 p.m. game, it's a different crowd by that time.
Big time different crowd.
So it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've the Augustana games that we attend, it opens at 8. Parking lot opens at 8.
Yeah.
And home games, they always play at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Unless they go into playoffs where it starts to get dark earlier, then they start at noon.
Yeah.
So they have a noon kickoff. There's no lights in the stadium, so they never have night games, and they do that. So
They don't have lights there.
The other sports teams at Augustana can't use the field because it was all funded with football money, and they said that we're going to keep that to ourselves.
Strategic.
Very strategic.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
But we have been able
ways.
to take part in Tennessee's tailgate with my daughter going
That's
there.
a good environment.
Crazy environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I was probably somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
It's about a mile radius around the stadium is just a giant party.
Yep.
And it's a good time.
It is.
They know how to have a good time down there.
Mm-hmm.
They're a friendly crowd, though.
It is.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
It doesn't get too crazy like some of these places. But anyway, yeah. So cool. Your boys got a big game coming up this weekend.
They do.
Yeah.
They do their Minnesota State Mankato.
Yep. So you got two boys playing at Augustana.
I do.
Yeah, both safeties.
Logan and Luke.
Yep. One's a senior, one's a sophomore, correct? Yep.
Being backed up by his younger brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there any banter that goes on with that?
You know what?
Or are they pretty good about it?
They're really good about it.
Good.
Really respectful about it, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Logan, the older one, respects his younger brother's position.
Yeah.
And they do a great. I think they pick each other up. They push each other. It's been a really cool thing, and you've gotten to work with both of them.
Oh yeah.
Together at times, and then individually at times.
Yeah.
And,
They're competitive. As brothers should be, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's good, respectful, competitive.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is fun to work with them, though. I always purposefully will put little competitive or competition games into the equation when those guys are working together, because they definitely up the ante a little bit when there's a competition, and then the winner's always letting the other one know about it too. And so, and Luke, he does a good job. He holds his own. I mean, he's a heck of an athlete, and those two, they're fun to work with for sure.
They are.
Yeah.
They've been that way since they were very, very small. That competitiveness between the two of them.
Yeah.
But they've always been close. It's a great relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So they got Mankato this weekend.
They do.
That's a showdown.
It is.
Big rematch.
It is. They have two pretty big rivals in the whole conference. One is Mankato, one is University of Sioux Falls, and they've played and beat Sioux Falls already.
Yeah.
But Mankato's always a wild game.
Yeah. Still undefeated. Chasing the undefeated season. We got 2 more to go, right?
They've never done it before. And
really?
Augustana's never had an undefeated season.
Oh boy.
And I think we've tied the best start we've ever had with 9-0.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, we got to keep it going.
Yeah.
And this is a big one.
I
can't wait. I got to get to it. I think I got to go now.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild game.
Yeah, for sure.
And calling for rain might make everything even more interesting.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, it's got to be close to a sellout there, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably will be.
Yeah.
Mankato travels, and then it's only, 2 hours. So Mankato they'll pack the stands.
For
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I better get my tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you're going on a hunting trip after that.
We are. Our hunting trips are few and far between in the fall right now because the boys are both obviously playing football. But we try to get out deer hunting a day or 2 or 3 here.
Yeah.
In the next couple of weeks.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you're in a stand?
We are.
Is that the setup?
Depends on where we are. We'll either be in a stand or sometimes we ground hunt. It depends on where we're at there.
And you told me you like venison. Is that your favorite game meat?
Yes. Yes.
You ever had elk?
I've had elk. And elk is.
You like venison better?
No, but elk is kind of venison.
Oh, okay.
That's the best venison.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I meant better than whitetail deer. Yeah.
It is better than whitetail.
Yeah.
So
elk
that's
is
your
the
preference.
best. Yeah.
By far.
Have you gotten one before?
I've not, but I've had a few friends that have, and it's
brought it back.
It's very good.
That's what I hear. I've actually never had it.
There's some restaurants that'll serve it too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I got to track that down one day. I'd like to get one on my own, but I probably got to go regular deer hunting first. That's something I've never done in my life, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be good to start there and work your way into
For
elk.
sure.
Yeah.
And I know people that do. I just have never made a point to take the time to do it. You know, I need to.
Yeah.
It's on the agenda for next year.
Nice.
Yeah. 2026. Put it on the calendar. Yeah. So that'll be good. So we've seen probably your whole family now just about for PT.
So. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We should touch on that topic for a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Like, how did we end up I think we worked with Logan first. Was that right?
You worked with Logan first.
I'm pretty sure that was right.
And we got your name through Brad Von Bank.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were so pleased with some of the stuff that you had done, even I think maybe with Tyler at the time. And he knew about you through other people and the connection. He's like, you should really talk to Grant at Inspired.
Yeah.
Because Logan had, his senior year, he had a high ankle sprain.
Right.
And then played the football season with a high ankle sprain. And then went into basketball season and it never really healed properly. And if you recall, his hip was messed up, then his knee was messed up, and it was all just trickle up from that ankle injury.
Yes.
And it was a 1.5-year process to get him, get his body back dialed in. But and he's been so happy over the last few years as everything's just firing right.
Yeah.
And you did such a great job with that. And of course, then Luke started, and then you started to train him,
right?
And work with his speed and work with his quickness. And so then we brought Luke as he was doing through his junior year and senior year, going through recruiting, if you recall.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then from there, I think it was Alexa started coming.
Yeah.
She was getting more and more prepped for her dance. She's a competitive dancer.
Yeah.
And so then
Tennessee, shout out Knoxville.
And she's now she's at Tennessee because of all of her work. And you guys did so much help with her. I believe it was Molly at the time.
Yeah.
And taught her a lot about how to fire. Dancers, they're very different, right? Their bodies are different, and she taught her how to fire more and use her glutes more where they belong, and it helped. Every bit of that helped. And in fact, she can't wait till she comes back from school, and she's obviously coming to Inspired to continue her summer workouts here.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That's been really, really fun to work with all 3 kids, and see. They all have different personalities. They're all super hard workers, super driven people in different ways. And, I think that's how a lot of people end up finding us is because of an injury, Logan had, and they're dealing with, they can't quite get it better or whatever it is. And it's kind of one of those things that just kind of nags on. And, we eventually help them with that. And then they've been the ideal situation because they transitioned into the performance side, which is kind of where you want to be, and then just deal with those injuries as they occur. But, that's one of the things that I think is cool about, or the thing that I find rewarding about what we do is being able to kind of take people through that whole journey from rehabbing to like high level performance, like the boys are doing now, and Alexa too. But, and to see him, Logan is super dedicated to his, or become super dedicated to his rehab routine. I think, or recovery routine, I should say.
His recovery.
Yes. Because that's been, as you get older in your career, that becomes more and more important. And I think when he saw, how much, dealing with some of those ankle mobility things that we worked through, and those things like impacted the rest of his body. He was like,
right,
light bulb went off, and it's like, okay, I got to pay attention to this and take the time to deal with it.
Yep.
And it's been cool that that's kind of stuck, and it's helped him stay relatively healthy.
It has,
through his whole career now. So that's been cool to see. Yeah. And then you're here.
And of course I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here. And my story is my story.
Yeah. Tell me your story.
Well,
we want to hear your story.
Well, you're aware of some of it, but having, I believe the kids get their work ethic from they learn it, right? They learn it from their mom and dad.
100%.
Their mom's a really hard worker and always has been, very driven student and all those kinds of things, and accountant by education and all that kind of thing. So, they've been able to see, and learn from, I think, seeing people work hard. And I think that's a benefit. I think there's a benefit for every kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just been in a variety of different things over the years. Everything from a startup family business that we did back starting in 1996.
Yeah.
And worked through that business, built a sales department over a 15-year period.
Yeah.
Went from a sales force of 0 to a sales force of approximately 30 by the time we sold the company, and obviously multiples of revenue that grew from that, and then ultimately selling the business in 2009. And then just moving into the other things that I did after that, a startup internet business, and now looking to start up a couple others, and in addition to meeting and sitting on a board of directors for a company down in Texas. And so it's just kind of a wide breadth of business opportunity and stuff that I've done here in the past.
Yeah, you've done a lot, man.
It's fun.
Tell me, how did you get, like, you told me a little bit about the story of how you got started in that. You were just right out of college.
Yeah.
Doing your own thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that got you through school, basically.
Right.
Seal coating driveways.
I literally started into business as a driveway seal coater, and I put myself through college, no debt at the end of school, which is a great place to be.
Yeah.
And obviously school back in the, early 90s didn't cost quite as much as it does now, but
we could go on about that.
Oh my. But yeah, and from there, just that led into working in a warehouse for the company that my dad was basically bought some limited assets of, and started a new business, and was asked to enter into sales. And because of what I did, I didn't even realize what I was doing to put myself through college, but I was selling.
Yeah. And you didn't have a degree in business.
No, my degree was in environmental science and forestry, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It was about as far from business as you could be.
Right. Yeah. But those are sometimes the best situations that people get into, is they just fall into something that they were like kind of destined to do in a way.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's like, people don't always go to school necessarily for, what they end up being in their profession.
And there's still not a sales degree offered by any school that I know of.
True.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Wow. I never actually thought of that. That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Huh. There's marketing, but not sales.
Yep. A lot of different business.
What do you see? What's the difference? Like, a lot of people kind of put those in the same category.
They do. It's always called sales and marketing.
Right. Yeah. How would you delineate those?
Yeah. It's an interesting question. They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But the sales piece of it is the relationship piece of it, right? Marketing, you're trying to target people to gain their interest, to say, I've seen this, I recognize that, I've seen that over and over again. What is that? And then they go look for it, and they may buy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the sales process. Sometimes salespeople aren't necessarily needed, depending on the business. But the sales piece is where I think marketing and advertising can't get the full message across, right? That there needs to be more. Whether it's help through the process of buying, if it's a bigger item,
yeah,
it's like buying a car, right? Tesla's trying to make it so you can buy a car online and not have to touch and deal with anybody.
Right.
And it works.
Yeah.
But for most of your population, they still need to go touch it, feel it, see it.
Right.
Talk to somebody about it, learn about it. And that's really where the sales piece comes in. That's different, very different than marketing.
Sure.
I always say it's a lost art, right? Because they're trying to replace it. They're trying to replace it with hands-off types of things.
Right.
And there are a lot of things that you just can't do that with.
That's a good point.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You can't AI everything.
You can't.
Yeah.
You just
can't. So that's more like the actual process of making the sale and then the relationship that continues after that too, right? I mean, that's a big part of it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Is there continued product that you can continue to buy? Is it a one and done?
Right.
The sales process is pretty short and sweet, or is it somebody that you want to have a customer for life with?
Right.
You know? And then that's the relationship part, right? You want to make them comfortable, take away their risk, and answer their questions.
Yeah.
And that way you build customers for a long, long time. And that was what I loved about sales, is that relationship piece. And that was the most fun.
Yeah.
Is understanding people, learning how they tick, and what makes them want to buy.
Yeah. A lot of psychology in
there
sales.
Is, and I didn't really have a degree in that.
Right. No. Some people, I mean, you just see people that are just naturals at that, right? They just know how to talk to people, and they know how to get an angle and kind of, figure out how to pull that person in and like you said, kind of get a hold of what makes them tick, or what makes them want to buy. Right. And people a lot of times just have, I think a lot of people, like you're a perfect example, is like that just, you didn't go to school for that. You just, you had that somehow in you that you just were able to make that happen. So it sounds like that was a big part of kind of what you're touching on there, is what you did at the roofing company that you worked at. Like, what sorts of things did you kind of change or implement there that just made that blow up so much? Yeah, it was a company in this industry, this commercial. We were a manufacturer of products, so we weren't installing anything. Okay. But that industry, and still to this day, is very independent rep built, meaning you don't employ your sales force. You get somebody to take your product and go sell it, and you hope they sell it, right? And try to give them the tools and try to push them to sell it, and they make a commission only. And so you pay as much commission as you can, and they'll spend more time on your product. Right. Right. And it's a very difficult business model because you don't control anything. Okay. Right. The only thing you can control is how much you pay them. Right. Right. And how much time you can get to push them. Right. And I hated that model. Sure. To this day, I don't like it. And so what I learned, because I was the only employee on staff, was, well, I make a base plus commission, and I can go talk to all these people, and all I do is sell this product, my product. Right. And so I can talk to 30 people a week, and and that seems okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, if I can get 5 of me that can talk to 30 people a week and sell to 30 people a week or 30 people a year, and I have full control over it because I can say, you need to do X, Y, Z to build your business, and I'll give you those tools, and I'll help you, teach you to do that. I can own all this. Yeah. And I can help them own their own little piece. It's like their own little company within our company. Right. And that was what I taught these younger guys and women coming out of college, was you can have your own business within our business. Right. You have to follow these parameters. Right. We'll help you build this. And that's how we got it to go. Yeah. And so we divvied it up by states across the country, and slowly but slowly added more and more salespeople on staff. Some were home officed in those states. Others were home officed in Minnesota here, and would fly to their region every other week. Yeah. So you basically brought that whole sales team in-house in a way. Yeah. Literally. We did not have any independent reps at the end. Right. None. Wow. Yep. That's cool. Yeah. It's different. Yeah, for sure. But very effective. And you have control in that case. Absolutely. Like, you talk about controlling that process. What were some of the key things that you set in place that you had control over that made that process better? Yeah. If you can share that. Great question. I don't want to. It's not secrets. Okay. No, it's all really, it's all very basic. We had a measurable process. You say it's all very basic, like it's too simple, but some of those things are sometimes it's the super simple thing is like what makes things go.
It is, and there are two things that an independent isn't accountable to anybody but themselves.
Right.
Right. Well, these guys had to be accountable. And if you're accountable to somebody else, it makes you go work.
Right.
And so we put together a really basic process of measurables of how many calls you need to make out, how many people you need to be seeing, and if you're going to go on the road, how many appointments you need to have. So if you're going to use expenses, if you're going to spend money to get business, you need to be having enough appointments to justify you going to spend the money.
Sure.
And so that piece, they learned that accountability really fast. It's like, well, the minute we would say, no, you can't go travel because you don't have enough appointments.
Right.
Because it's going to cost you $2,000 for that week to go be in that. So we held them back. And the minute you start to hold them back, they have the opportunity to either fix it or leave.
Right.
And so what it became was follow this process, and then you can work within that process. There was a lot of flexibility in there. Mm-hmm. But the minute they stopped working within that process, they fired themselves.
Right.
Right. Because it was easy. And what they ultimately, the really good ones found right away, it's like, wow, it's not real hard. If they're decent salespeople, it's not real hard to work within that, and it works.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so it was good. We probably had between 25 and 30 on staff at the end.
Wow.
And I'm sure we went through another 100, maybe not 100, but another probably 40 to 50 salespeople
that didn't make it,
that hired and fired.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question. How many people did you have to go through to get to that group of people that stuck? Yeah,
it's tough. The rule of thumb is there's an A in every 4. There's an A, B, C, and a D.
Yep.
Your A's are rock stars.
Yep.
Your B's, you hopefully can train up.
Yep.
Your C's, you find out really fast what they're going to do, and if they can't, you let them go. Mm-hmm. And your D's, you're typically canning within less than a month.
Yeah.
You know right away that they're not going to work.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Canning isn't a nice word.
Well.
Terminate them.
Yeah, terminate. You're fired.
Right.
So you were in control of all of that yourself, basically. You were running this whole show, like hiring, firing, doing all of that yourself. Like, what did you find that difficult at first, having to let people go, or was that something that you didn't feel too emotionally attached, especially if they're not with you for a long time? It's just like you can find out right away.
Yeah. Initially it was a little tougher for me, but then what I started to learn is if you can set the parameters up and they don't follow the parameters, they fire themselves.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
And when I hire them, I tell them that. Mm-hmm. I was as transparent as I could be. And if you're making this choice, I'm not.
Right.
I mean, you look like you're the right fit. You've interviewed well. You've done all the right things. You've said the right stuff, all that great stuff. You seem like you're a good fit.
Yeah.
But you still have to go do it.
Right.
And if you don't go do it, you've fired yourself.
Yeah.
And, there were others, there were some that needed a little bit more help, and you could see it's like, no, they work, and it wasn't all black and white.
Yeah.
And you would work with those that you could tell either were struggling for a reason, but they had it. Mm-hmm. And some of those people turned out really good too, ultimately. It just took a little bit more time. And so, but it in the end, we had probably between 25 and 30 on staff, and I bet you there were at least another, so it probably took us close to 100 people to get to those 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's quite a lot.
It's a process.
Yeah.
But it was a 15-year period.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's not a super high rate, but
yeah.
And
you could only hire as you could afford, and it was a building process for the company as a whole.
Yeah. That's a pretty incredible trajectory, though.
It was fun.
I mean, when you go from just all outside guys to a staff of 30 like that.
Yeah.
And doing that.
Yeah,
amount of business.
It was different.
And you did that all without a degree in business.
Without a degree in business. It was learned as I went.
You just picked it up and go. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's any substitute for that. No. I mean, that's how it used to be. Like, not that long ago, people didn't go to school to learn how to do stuff.
No.
They just got on as an apprenticeship with somebody that did it for 30 years and learned from them and kind of
learn on the job.
Climb the ladder, learn on the job.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of formal education in different areas. And I think to some degree, maybe I mean, you're a testament to doing that. Like maybe there's some room for that in our current
I think
situation. You know, a lot of people are going to college and coming out like, what do I do now?
Right.
You know, and it's like, well, maybe we're looking at this the wrong way, thinking you have to go to college for everything. And it's like,
absolutely.
You know, there's so many of these things that you could go into just having some intuition and some skills and that you already have that maybe just need to be trained up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, look at the
sales is a perfect example.
It is.
Like you just said, there's no degree in sales. Like
right.
You either kind of have that or you don't. And if you get some of the right training, you could be really good at that without a piece of paper that says I have a degree in business, that I know all the ins and outs of the technical terms of whatever, you know.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see how that transpires over the next few years.
It will be. I think the growth in the trades has kind of fallen in that.
Yes.
You know, the electrician and the need for them, right? Because all of this whole push has been towards education, and we need great electricians, we need good plumbers, we need good, you know, you need all that. We need that for society. We're always going to need that. That's never going to go away. And, you know, that education is every bit as important as a 4-year degree.
Yes.
Right. And
it's a fraction of the cost.
A fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
And those people have, I mean, they're very, very needed. That position, that kind of job is so needed.
Yes.
So.
And pretty well paying too.
It is.
No, I mean, like.
Absolutely is.
Like, and when you can get out with almost no debt or very, very little.
Yep.
Because the cost of those programs is not a lot.
Right.
And you get in, you get out. You're making money when you're 19 years old.
A lot of them are making money while they're in the school.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can come out making a good living, better than a lot of 4-year degrees. And
correct.
There's no substitute for that time either. Correct. I mean, you start when you're 19 versus starting when you're 24. That's 5 more years of interest to be earning right
Very
there.
True.
That stacks up.
It does.
So
it really does.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then that was one of your business ventures. Then you got into something where it was something with docks. It was in
the marine industry.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were ramps actually.
Okay. Ramps. Okay.
So it was all light watercraft ramps.
Got it.
And so everything that we built, that was a purchase that my brother-in-law and I made. Limited assets of a company that was basically being dissolved, but we saw they had a couple of cool patents and cool products. Both of us living on a lake, we thought, this looks fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everything that we built had either wheels or the capability to take a watercraft out of the water onto shore.
Yeah.
And on the shore where it's safe.
Right.
Nothing, I think, are over 4,000 pounds. So it was between just a small jet ski all the way up to a mid-sized runabout type of boat.
Yeah.
And yeah, very interesting business. But what it did is it kind of launched me into the whole website and internet business. Because everything we did for that business was sold off of the internet and through a store online. We could take orders direct over the phone, but most of it moved through an online store. And I had never, ever, being an old sales guy and you know, more of the corporate, this was very different for me.
Sure.
But it taught me a lot. It taught me how all this stuff works, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
And we grew that company over a 6-7 year period and sold it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Which was kind of an exciting thing. And while I was doing that, I also sat on the board of directors of another roofing company based in Texas.
Yeah.
Affiliated that I knew through the industry from my former business life in the roofing industry, and he asked me to be on that board of directors. So I sat on his board for 4 years as well.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So you've done a little bit of everything.
A little bit.
You've done sales, you've done ownership, you've done a little bit of different industries.
Production, a little bit of manufacturing. Yeah.
Have you done something in apparel too? Or no?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Maybe not. Okay.
Not yet.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We'll see. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. But that's good though. I still remember, you'll remember this, is when one of your employees, shall we say, it was one of your sons, and had a little sore knee, and I had to write him a note to get out of work.
I do remember.
Yes. I wrote an official doctor's note on letterhead that said Logan can't be standing on concrete. He needs to be spending more time in the lake, on the jet ski.
I do recall that, yes.
Doing all these things. And
yeah, he thought that was so funny. I took some
pleasure in writing that one because it was very officially worded.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounded like a real doctor's note, but
it did.
I don't think it actually got him out of any work, though.
It didn't get him out of anything?
No.
He was he and Luke both, actually Alexa did too, all three of them off and on, because it was very seasonal, that business was.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And we needed help in the summers, and so we would add to it with my kids.
Yeah. That's a perfect summer job, though.
It worked great. I mean, they loved it.
Yeah, for sure. You're working around the lake. You're doing,
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just ship stuff out. It was all internet based, right? And you were just...
So everything we built was kits.
Yeah,
so it was kit based.
Yeah.
So it was either 1, 2, or 3 boxes in the kit.
Yeah.
And we could ship them anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Most of it was North America.
Okay.
So U.S. and Canada, most of it was. But yeah, and then so we would do all the building in our site over there in Maple Plain. We'd bring in all the parts, and then some of the parts that we couldn't get built, we'd have to make, but it was very few. Mm-hmm. And then we would assemble the kit, and then it was in a UPS shippable type of box, and we'd put it all together, and it would ship out in kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all self-install stuff. Like
all self-install.
People did that at home on their own. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow. That's something.
Mm-hmm.
So you sold that one off.
Sold that one.
Yeah. What's next?
Well, I'm in the process of working on a couple of things.
Okay.
They're more website driven.
Okay.
Kind of in the earlier stages yet.
Yeah.
It's
that's okay.
But
can't reveal it yet. But there's something coming.
There's something there.
Yeah. Okay.
And the big thing for me, and like I've said, all 3 kids are now in college, and they've all kind of moved on, taken their next step, which is super exciting. And what I want to be able to do is whatever I'm doing, I want to be mobile. Right.
Oh,
so I want to be able to, 2 things I really want to do. I want to be able to help other businesses grow because I love doing that. What I've found is in all my stuff, whether they're employees that I'm helping grow, whether they're small businesses that I'm helping grow, I just love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing some of that on the side over the last couple of years is either on board of directors or assisting small business owners and trying to help them with understanding and helping them grow because they don't have anybody to lean on. I really want to do that, and I want it to be mobile.
Yeah.
And so I can do that from anywhere.
That's nice. So you can still get your hunting trips in and go see the kids,
and go see
play
the kids
sports,
play wherever they're at,
do all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in today's world, that's become easier and easier. Obviously, with communications the way they are now, you can work pretty much anywhere with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you've had a pretty. I mean, from what I've gathered, you've had a pretty impressive track record of success.
Yeah.
Every step of the way. I mean.
I like to think so.
You've built up, sold. I mean, several times and just hit it every time, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's not a bad gig to be in.
It's not. It's not. And I'd love to be able to help people do it. And I think I'm looking for that niche next. So.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So tell me about, when you first came to see me yourself as a client, you were coming off a heart surgery.
Right.
Yeah. What happened with that? And walk me through.
Yeah. Surprise, I guess, is really what it was to me and my whole family.
Yeah.
I had not been feeling great, but I thought I was just getting old and out of shape. Right.
Yeah.
This was just a few years ago, just 2.5, 3 years ago now. And, was trying to work out, wasn't feeling the best. I got a little bit sick with cold and other things, and I went to the doctor just to routine stuff.
Yeah.
And they did a checkup on me, and they, lo and behold, found a murmur that I've never had before.
Mm.
And so it kind of fast forwarded like way faster than I thought it was going to. And she said I needed to get into the Minneapolis Heart Institute as soon as possible. I'm like, okay, so
that's not alarming.
No. And she's like, well, I'm thinking, like next week.
Mm.
Okay. And I called her, and they didn't have an appointment open for the next week. And she goes, let me take care of that.
Yeah.
And so then I was there Tuesday morning.
Oh, wow.
Of the next week. And so, they did an echocardiogram, and she asked a lot of questions while they were doing the echocardiogram. And I thought, okay, great. They were going to send me on their way like you do any other doctor's appointment. And I was on my way out the door. I think I'd hopped in my truck and and started driving. And then Minneapolis Heart Institute came up as a phone call, and they asked if I was still in the facility, and I was in my truck driving, and they said, well, can you turn around and come back? I'm like, oh, sure. So I turned around, went back in, walked up and talked to the cardiologist, and sure enough, he's like, well, I have to give you some bad news, and you have a murmur, and that murmur is caused by your mitral valve. Your mitral valve is half working, meaning half the valve is basically loose.
Yeah.
And so he explained what that does and how the blood doesn't pump all the way through your heart, so you're only running at about half capacity. And he just said, he goes, and you have to have heart surgery. And I'm thinking, okay, technology. I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
And of course, he's like, well, no, for the mitral valve, we have to go in the old-fashioned way. So that's the 11, 12-inch incision across your chest, and they crack your rib cage open and all that kind of stuff. And
it's intense.
It's intense.
Yeah.
And it was a very. I had never been to the doctor for anything more than a head cold,
right,
and maybe a sprained ankle in high school. So for me, it was different. But yeah, so we went through that process, and I was warned how I was going to feel after, and all those things to take care of. And they do a real basic, as you leave the facility, they have you kind of on a weekly basis come in, and they watch you, and they have you do treadmill workouts, real basic stuff. Mm-hmm. And I kind of found, I think I told you, everybody that I was with was like 75 years old or older, right? Because this doesn't typically happen.
Not a common thing for a guy your age.
Relatively healthy and whatever. And so I told the people there, I'm like, I think I need a little more than this.
Sure.
Is it okay if I go to a trainer that I know? And they said, sure. And so then I came to you with it.
Right.
And, between the exercises that you gave me, and obviously we worked out I don't know, it's a dozen times or so through that period while I was trying to get my strength back. And what I find, and I don't know if you've seen this before, but what I lost at my age was I lost my whole core immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Because I couldn't do anything 3 months before the surgery. I couldn't do anything for however long after the surgery. And so everything just turns to slop.
Yeah.
And literally there's no other way to say it.
It's just shut down. Everything's shut off. You can't activate things. Yeah, you can't move. Yeah.
And so the one thing that you did is, that was the first thing you did, which I thought was great. Mm-hmm. And you taught me how to, I've been an athlete all my life, but this took everything away in a matter of 6 months. Mm-hmm. It was all gone. Mm-hmm. And you taught me how to refire all this stuff, which was critical. Mm-hmm. And then the different exercises, a variety of leg exercises, different stuff with my upper body. We had to take that obviously slower with my front side. But, and I think I mentioned it today, I still do over a dozen of the exercises that you taught me then. I do them on a weekly basis now. Yeah. And then I come in to see you when I still need old man help. But
exactly. But that's awesome though. That really stuck out to me that you said you're still doing a lot of those things from 2 years ago.
Ton of them.
That's not a standard procedure for a lot of people. They think I'm better and now I can just kind of go on my way and kind of forget about those things. But you've stuck with it, and I think that's made a big difference for you in that, you've not only maintained but you've improved your performance in a lot of ways, and you've probably staved off a lot of problems that could have arisen, just by sticking with that routine and doing it consistently.
I believe so. Yeah. It's inevitable. We're going to get old, right? You're
100%.
You're going to age.
Yep.
But I want to try to keep my balance, and I want to try to keep these things because I've always been that way, And so that's I want to continue to try to do that as long as I can.
Yeah, that's a great mindset.
If your goal is to live till you're 100, you have to try to keep yourself good.
Well, it's more about the quality, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's how long can you be at the level of function that you want to be at, Right. Because for your last 20 years, you're confined to a chair or, something that, that wasn't inevitable, that's tough when it's, something you could have done something about.
Correct.
So maintaining that I think is super important. And you're seeing a trend, I think, now towards that, a little bit more of a mind shift of,
I think so too,
like staying at a higher level of performance throughout your life, and people not having to, a lot of people, I think they retire, they get a few years into that, and then they kind of mail it in and go, okay, well, I'm just going to kind of cash it in now and not keep kind of pushing the envelope and performing as well as I possibly could. And, you know, I think that you're seeing a mindset shift in that now, and like, oh, we can keep performing at a high level if I just keep doing these things and keep doing some of the right things to maintain my level of function and sometimes even improve it, you know, later on. So I think that's a super important concept for people to grasp.
I will guarantee it.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, thank you. This has been awesome. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Where can people find you if they want to get in contact with you in some way? If they want to learn about you more or tap into your expertise that you've developed over the last...
We will have a website up and running in the near future.
Got it.
It'll be under allrisebiz.com.
Okay.
So it'll be under All Rise Business Solutions.
Okay.
It will be the name of the company, but it's still in its, you know,
developmental
infant
stage.
stages.
Right.
It's close.
Sure. Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time.
I appreciate it.
Looking forward to watching the boys this weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Whether it's in person or online, we'll find out. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. Going to be a showdown out there.
It will be. Yep.
Well, thanks for taking the time, and yeah, this was great.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.